Is Sonic hitting a dab?
As of filming this video, I just got a new shirt that entails what I had just watched. And you're not going to believe it, but I am proud to admit I have actually watched the Avatar Aang movie. That's right, look at this shirt, Team Avatar. We got it, and of course I have to join in, including the one and only hat that I got, I think, for Christmas, I believe. Down there. We're going to be talking about what I thought about the movie that I had just watched that came out on the 25th, and by the time this video comes out, I don't know if there's any crazy updates confirming anything about the series going forward, if there's even more spin-off movies. All we do know is we are going to have Seven Havens, the next series, dropping Paramount Plus October 9th. But just look at this. The movie came out. What y'all think of it? This is me getting the shirt and also introducing my throat. Keep drinking water, is beneficial from hydration. The earth is mostly made out of water, so we assume it supports replenish ourselves from mostly made out of. Drink the smart water. Keep drinking water now. This is so hype, I have to stand up for this review. Now, going into my thoughts of the movie, yes, this is your warning if you haven't seen the movie. Spoiler review here, spoiler warning. It would be smart for you to click off if you haven't seen the movie and don't want to be spoiled. And also, because it's water, keep drinking water. But small water is important for this one because that's what I drank while watching the movie, so it really helped me prepare for what's coming. Anyways, with that being said, you've been warned. Man, I could take another sip right now. With that being said, let's get into it. So, the intro sequence was phenomenal as we learn about Avatar Aang, who's primarily about the movie. And I just want to say, Team Avatar, I like Gang more, like the name Gang. Get Aang, see what I'm doing here? Anyways, intro sequence was really awesome because the dream scene where Aang is riding with his friends on the other flying bison. Yes, Appa has friends on the dial. We get to see that they're in a race, and then Aang's master Gatso, if I'm pronouncing his name right, jumps on top of him and calls him to lose that race. And Gatso, there's a moment where he's telling Aang that even if you win, that people are counting on you as the Avatar.
You know when to show restraint. Even if you have the power to win, you are the Avatar. A lot of people are going to rely on you.
It doesn't matter if you win, you have to make the right choice because it's all about peace. And that's how we bring our cultures together. And his message at the beginning was really impactful, and it's really important for the movie because it really does show a lot. And I think it does a good job at indicating. And first off, this shirt looks really good. What do you think about that? Outside. Anyways, Adult Aang himself, I'm already obsessing over his voice. I mean, it's older, but it works. Shout out Eric Nam, pretty good actor. And then you had his appearance. I mean, all the characters are anyways. And then you had his backstory, his history. Again, the dream sequence is a great example. And then obviously, some of the events of the original series does repeat itself in the movie, but I think it does a good job of telling that. And of course, the airbending techniques that he does learn and already have are just pretty phenomenal. I mean, the fight sequence at the beginning with the Denied was really cool. Yes, the Denied are the people that, ones who do not have the powers they lack of, that the airbenders do have, or, I'm pretty sure we're primarily going after the airbenders, maybe the other nations, I think it's just mainly airbenders, and want to take the staff, which we'll come back to that in a moment. And it's like a revenge attack because they are trying to preserve the history and steal all the information away that Aang is trying to keep, so he doesn't lose that heritage that he had built upon, and he has the trauma of losing that. Which the story does a good job of really carrying that narrative. It does a great job. The Port for Public City was built to bring people together, because good thing to bring all the nations, and was meant to bring all nations, fire, air, earth, wind, water nation. Sorry, how could I forget about you? Anyways, who's that handsome man? Zuko literally called him handsome in the movie. Sorry. Anyways, that is Taga, who eventually in the movie, because he goes to the Mount Mumi, I think it's called oh man, my stuttering is kicking in this video. Mumi, where Aang went out on his own to find this lost air guy that was part of, you know, the whole war and protecting the airbenders, and he was frozen for how long? Aang was frozen for 5,000 years, if I recall correctly. That's how long he was frozen for. Man, I gotta take my glasses off for that moment. That sounds for Kaga. Now, the way he works is a little different. I mean, apparently, I originally on my notes said he's not the only airbender. He's not an airbender, he's an air nomad. Whatever. Anyways, Avatar Kaga, if you call him that, has a majority good of like screen time because of his, you know, interesting rivalry against Avatar Summon or Sonam. Avatar Sonam. Now, you're probably wondering, what did Sonam do to him? Well, he has a feud with her, and it's for a good reason. Because of the staff that was hidden away, she preserved the staff, and he was not a fan of that. So it's not just any weapon, but a gift. I mean, that's literally his words, not mine. Taga said that in the movie. And the gang must go out and search, seek it, restore it, secure it, all that fun stuff. It's the staff that was hidden by Sonam, Avatar Sonam, her. Right? So Taga feels the need to receive the staff in order to the greater good of his fellow air folks, even if it means killing others in the process. You catch that? No matter the case or the cost, lives will be lost. Why that rhyme? I hope this is the only time I'm coming to interrupt edits, whatever you want to call it, because first off, you said something else, case instead of cost. So how the rhyme didn't even make sense when you said a different word initially and you changed it the last second, so it doesn't even make any sense. I'm not gonna waste time. Anyways, that was cringe. And it sounded weird. Anyway, oh my goodness. Continue. He believes all the other elements pose a threat to theirs. Interesting. And there's a moment where like Aang does fly, like he gives up the ability to fly and he teaches him. We thought we could trust him. Now I'm gonna pull the example from Zootopia 2, probably better than the first Zootopia, where there's a twist villain where like, again, I know this is pretty corny, but I'm going to use it anyways because I can do that. What the heck was that? Halbert from Zootopia 2. We felt like he was trusted because he was good allies with Gary the Snake, and Judy Hopps just was going along with him, helping preserve the history of the snakes. And guess what? It seemed to work out. Similarity, Taga wants to restore the history of the air nomads in the same way that for the airbender story, they both are wanting the same thing. Aang wants to do the same thing because he has a trauma of losing their history. If he dies, he mentioned in the movie that if Aang were to die, then the history would go out without him. But obviously, Taga, you think you can trust him. He's not as good as you think he is because unfortunately, yeah, that's where it lies. In actuality, the staff in question is not a friendly conquest because in plot twist, Taga allies with the Denied to bring the staff to their ship. He was initially against the Denied, but now he's like, he's more like to him the acceptive. I'm giving you all the staff powers. That is a crazy plot. And eventually Aang learns this and realizes that in preserving his heritage and culture, he shouldn't try taking people out and try to go for a staff, but try to continue sharing his culture by remaining a stay himself and teaching others about the culture and not having to continue trying to search for answers when the answers are already there in your heart. Don't mind if I drink this shake that I got from McDonald's. Yes, I know, it's McDonald's. I'm not addicted to their shakes, just the closest I got around me. So, moving on to the characters. Obviously, Aang believes if he had died, all the airbender culture would die with him, and the magic of his history would be forgotten about. But Katara tells him that he would be the reason, and is supposedly the reason, for the existence of Republic City. And of course...
But you're not alone. Aang, none of this would exist without you.
That the people won't just forget about him and all the magnificent upbringing, of Aang. The things he had brought to the table. What he has done, his representation, people are going to look at him like Alexander the Great. Someone that is in very old ancient literature that we all still reference today. Shakespeare, when it comes to stories, very ancient. Even though I was thinking the 1500s. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. We sometimes do remember some of our ancestors and what they did and their contributions. And Katara herself only wants to protect Aang and completely understands his determined plan to save the failing and fading existence of the airbenders. But of course, Aang, there's a scene where after the Denied fighting on the ship they're in the story, in the middle of the storm, Katara confronts Aang that you shouldn't have done this, you could have killed yourself, and the sacrifices is not necessary for trying to preserve your culture.
What if you got yourself killed? You're the Avatar. This is too risky. We need to turn back now.
And I understand where Katara's coming from. She does have a good point. But yeah, of course, going back to Togga and Aang see their objectives differently. Because Aang only wants to bring back peace in his journey, whereas Togga sees it as an opportunity for revenge. Because he believes less in hope, but instead sacrifice, meaning some people's lives would be taken out in the process. Now, Avatar Sonaman, maybe I fall for trusting Togga, giving him the ability to have these air powers. People change over time, and you may think you trust someone, you may know someone, but as they get older, they may completely change their mindset, and that's probably a good lesson to take away from this movie, especially on Togga's part. Like, he definitely changed. So, of course, when she granted him the airbending powers to him, she granted the powers to Togga. He used that for, like, his greater good, which was, definitely not representative of peace at all. As for the confrontation scene between Katara and Togga after the storm,
Think of peace. There will never be peace among the elements. There never was. Your precious Republic City is built on lies.
It's built on hope.
and anyone wondering what I'm talking about when Avatar Aang did meet up with, that's Sonam. That's Avatar Sonam right there. That's her. Yes, he does talk about, and that's when she confronts about, I didn't know this is the type of person that Togga was going to become because he seemed to be different when I gave the powers to him. So, if you're wondering in reference, I'm showing that now. Pretty good stuff. Let's go over what I enjoyed about the movie, and then I'll also go over my critiques and very few neutrals I have about the movie. Starting with, again, what I enjoyed, the animation is just stellar. It's like almost every frame of this movie feels like wallpaper, including that. Screenshot, anyways. And then, of course, like outside of animation, I just want to give credits to the appearances of the characters. The characters look phenomenal. I said wallpaper worthy. Again, let's not be wallpaper for some reason if you're in that mood. Anyway.
Oh no.
Chocolate milk. Well, chocolate milk comes from? Okay.
Oh no.
Anyways, you milk that? Okay. I'm milking these jokes too much. Oh, okay. Another thing I like about the movie is not just the characters' appearances. Of course, the character arc of the Air Nomads intrigued me. You know what I mean? Togga seemed like a good guy at first, and so we knew his intentions were pretty clear. But the way he looked at it was so much different than Aang. I mean, come on. Aang wanted peace. He clearly just wanted, like, revenge. That's something I like, because it was told so well, and the animation was great. Of course, the added to it. The action scenes were amazing. I like the action scenes. Every single action impact, like, added to, like, what was going on. Like, the dramatic build-up. Something I really did enjoy. I know some people saying that the martial arts aspect is not really there. It's just so anime-ified. I get it, the debate, is it anime or not? I think it's its own style. It's a mix of anime and animation. It's anime-inspired. And of course, the callback theme, remember when I mentioned, when Avatar Gatso told young Aang the message that even if you win, the people will look up to you because you're the Avatar. Yeah, in the end of the original series, remember, Avatar Aang was, fighting Ozai, and the final battle, we all know how that worked and everything to build up to that. He could have just taken him out, like destroyed him, but instead, Aang had grace and just took his powers away, did not actually murder him because that's just wrong. That's not what peace is taking away something from someone without actually taking them out in the process, So the callback theme is, peace is something that's necessary, and that's what all the air benders are built upon. That's what their culture surrounds in. Sorry for the interruption. I was hungry, and I got 6-piece chicken nuggets. Actually, I'm just kidding. That's where my 2 chocolate chip cookie dessert snacks, this counts as a dessert. Forget about that. This isn't an edit. I just want to add on to the fact that apparently they couldn't put it in a bag or something, because usually they put it in a small bag for 2 cookies or 1 cookie. Why a 6-piece chicken box? Like, what are we doing, McDonald's? McDonald's just keeps disappointing me. Just stupid. Let's just talk about the things I don't like about the movie, my critiques. It should have been in theaters! come on Paramount Plus. If it's a plus for a streaming service, but the benefit that a movie should be in theaters, people are going to say, oh, obviously the film needed more time to tell its great story. Because for that, I think if it told a longer story, it would have felt more of a worth to go to a theater for it. And this movie still felt like it should have been in theaters. With the action, when I really credit the action, well, I really enjoy the action. I just think it just would have been a much better experience in theaters. Hopefully this inspires more theatrical releases as of this release, or just throughout the upcoming months, weeks, whatever. Like that, this needs to be like something that Paramount Plus takes into account. Well, that being said though, again, because I think the film needed more time to tell the story, which is really good by the way, it needed more time to spend with each character if possible. If I had to like critique, yes, I feel like the characters are just, you know, supporting characters really that just exist for Aang. And again, the movie's about Aang, but it really would have been cool to see, like, I know we saw at the beginning where we get to see, like, Sokka, like, he's a inventor, he's good at inventing things, and Toph just still doing great at blindly fighting those and practicing her earthbending moves. And then, of course, there was a note that was given when Aang was going to the Mount Boomy. Awesome, Booji. Not Fuji, Booji. Anyways, hope you skipped that frame. The aspects felt rushed at some parts, with unfortunate deadline limited duration, of course. But you know the worst part of this movie? Oh, you're about to see. Okay, it's not intentional. I didn't just choose blue because of him. That was not intentional at all. I just thought it would look great with the Avatar logo and or just the imagery of the Avatar gang on my shirt. That sounds wrong. What's wrong is this, how do you pronounce this name? The Gorilla Vark segment was so unneeded. I'm serious. Like, what the purpose did this serve? One extra time for the movie that, you know, the creators in the movie could have like done something much more beneficial by actually doing like B-roll segment of them actually teleporting. But instead we get this thing. Ew. Otherwise, a couple other things I didn't like about the movie. I guess this is more of a personal gripe. Some people might have said the same thing. But again, Katara could have done more to make her relationship with Aang feel more heartfelt. Like, I would have felt more stronger if she actually did a bit more contributions. And she did to a little bit, but it would have been a little bit more, like, added. And again, most of my critiques are just things that I felt like could have made the movie even more greater than it already was. Because the animation's great, the main message is awesome. But then the ending kind of felt confusing because the plot displayed in Legend of Korra no more airbending in the movie, because I mean they get rid of airbending by breaking the staff, but then in Korra, airbending is something that you see a lot of people have. I was so confused about that one, honestly. I mean, maybe there's more like spin-off series that we'll get that might actually address how it comes back to lead up to Korra. I don't know, but that's just something I just noticed, and sometimes really confused me. But regardless, it still worked for this movie. That's the thing during the battle between Aang and Togga at the final battle that made Aang realize a flashback. I can play the flashback for all flowers. You're actually not going to see it because copyright. But like, what I'm saying is this: the flashback appears and Aang realizes that the real message and the point of being the Avatar is not to actually take over other people, but give them grace and show them what being an airbender is all about. Anyways, I'm going to use this segment to also talk about my few neutrals about this movie. The voice cast is iffy. I mean, Zuko was okay. Aang was okay as well, but I mean, I got used to it. It felt kind of fitting for older Aang, even though the energy wasn't really there as much as we noticed from younger Aang. Katara, definitely my least favorite. I know every actor and actress tried, but Katara just didn't feel like herself. She just felt kind of generic for the sound that she was given. But then you had people like Sokka and Toph, and even Togga, who the three characters I think definitely will perform outstanding performances, especially Toph. She's still Toph, man. That was bad. But I know that some people have problems with, you know, because they're racially different, like in real life, they're matching what realistically what they would be. If people are hating on the voice actors and actresses for that, I think that's just kind of racist. Just like Argentina. That was loud. Just don't think that the hatred is not necessary at all. It is just unformable. Like, I don't know why we're just like hating on people just because they're just doing the job. No, they may not be the best. You could just critique saying that the voice doesn't really fit right. What am I doing with my body? I might end up recording that. Anyways, though, like I said, you thought I was getting into the recording, didn't you? Like, I think the voice cast is solid. It's not bad, not the best, but it was enough to get me interested in the movie, of course. And obviously another thing I thought was neutral was the soundtrack is still good, like we expected. I mean, shout out Jeremy for the composer of the tracks, the background music. It felt fine, but still great like you expect from the original series. And of course, the gang overall are as fun alongside Aang and his journey as you expect from the series. They may not contribute as much, but they're still there. That's fun. Overall, what did I think about this movie? Wow, I moved my phone. I was not expecting that. As you can see, the final frame. Overall, I think the movie, if I'm giving a rank, based on the story itself, or just talking about the story, not just overall the product, 7.2 out of 10. First, because that's the date that the movie released on Paramount Plus, 7/25/2026. Except there's not 26. I'm not going that far with decimals. It's just 17.5 out of 10. And also because the story wasn't the most perfect, let's be honest. There are some critiques as a fan that I would like to see coming forward that I hope they can improve on. Maybe a sequel spin-off story or more in depth on maybe Toph. That would be tough. Can you stop that? Anyways, but with that being said, if we're breaking on the movie overall, including every aspect, animation, the story, and just the themes, 8.5 out of 10. Pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's a 9 out of 10 because I think Zootopia 2 just has a better conclusion in that movie. Yes, it's a Disney movie, it's slightly better, but the animation in Avatar Aang just carries. One of the most beautifully visual movies I've seen maybe my entire life. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I'm going to wrap up with. Again, keep your gold waters. Keep your gold waters to the fish for hydration. The earth is mostly made of water. So we assume it's your fortune. Plants yourselves from mostly meditative. Keep your gold water now. That's my take on Team Avatar. Except really it was just Avatar Aang. The crew is just there for extra. But please stream the movie on Paramount Plus and maybe see it in theaters if there's more theatrical releases. They need to be more theatrical releases. Paramount!